We're here with Bears Chairman George McCaskey. From a league standpoint, I know that you knew a lot of the people before, but now you're the chairman of the Bears. What kind of things did you learn from that perspective?
Getting to know the other owners a little better. The commissioner suggested that I make courtesy calls on a number of owners, and I've done that. Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Jerry Richardson, Dan Snyder, Jeff Lurie. Everyone's been very gracious, very supportive. It's been good to see.
The McCaskey family's been ownership of this team a long time. It's kind of the obvious question. What can people expect from the future ownership of this team as far as staying in the McCaskey's hands or eventually at some point being sold?
Well, our goal, as my brother Pat has often said, is for our family to hang on to the Bears until the second coming.
So no changes in that regard. As far as just when people ask you, and I'm sure you're at a lot of places, what's it like to be in this position to own an NFL football team? What's it like personally for you and your family?
It's a blessing. It's humbling because, like I said, you hear constantly about how important the Bears are to people. So that's a big responsibility. My mom, Virginia McCaskey, calls it a wonderful burden, and I think that's an apt description.
Did it change when you went from 7-3 and beating the Chargers and thinking everything's going to be great to all of a sudden learning that night that Jay Cutler was going to probably be out for the season? How does that impact you? Obviously it impacted you before, but did it impact you greater now that you have more hands-on control of the team?
Well, our entire family cares passionately about the Bears. We hang on every play. So every loss is devastating and every victory is exhilarating. I guess one change for me personally is, and I hope this changes, but the losses seem to be more devastating and the wins don't seem to be as satisfying because you're always worrying about the next one. And you understand in this position that people's livelihoods are at stake here.
And I'm just kind of wondering too, did people think you were smarter when the team was 7-3 as opposed to being 8-8? I mean, did you kind of get? Was that an interesting perspective for you to kind of see people's reaction when the team struggled during the second part of the season, the last part of the season?
Well, that's life in the NFL. That's life in professional sports. Winning 5 in a row is sweet, and losing 5 in a row is a pretty bleak situation.
You think you're going into your second season, do you think some of that will smooth out for you a little bit, as far as the emotion of it, now that you've been through it once before, or do you think that's just the way you're wired?
I think that's just the way I'm wired. Life in the NFL is a roller coaster for players, coaches, staff, management, and ownership. That's just the way it is, so you better learn to deal with it.